Good evening. I know, can you see where we're going? Anyway, thought I'd do a little video about YouTube, a YouTube video about YouTube, and certain things people say on YouTube, on video comments and stuff like that. I guess you'd call them trolls. When they leave hateful comments, they make up stuff for a start. They just leave nasty comments that if you was to say in the street, say you was walking down the street and you was to say this to a guy, say he was holding a camera, and you was to call him certain things, that guy could have you arrested. He could have you arrested for causing alarm and distress. Now I know that when people, I have comments on my channel from idiots and trolls that hide behind a channel name. I won't mention any names, but if any of you trolls are listening to this, you'll know who you are, and you'll block them. You block them so they can't comment, and then they get wise to it and they come back with another channel under a different name, so you block them, and then they come back again and leave more hurtful, not hurtful, well, they could be taken as hurtful. I'm not hurt by the comments. People try and upset you, try and frighten you, try and cause you alarm and distress, which is actually a criminal offence to cause alarm and distress, excuse me, to members of the public, which, whether you're on YouTube or you're in the street, you're still a member of the public. I've been, as you well know, I've been challenged on numerous occasions when I've been out and about with the camera, asking me what I'm doing, constantly under suspicion just because I've got a camera around my neck. But most of the people that challenge me and approach me, most of them are polite. You get the odd one that will tell you, you can't do this and all this stuff. Like, hang on, that's an angry guy. Now he lives up, well, I'm not going to tell you where he lives, but I was photographing and filming and documenting the demolition of a chemical plant, as I've done with the Derbyshire Royal Infirmary. As you'll see on my channel, there's probably about 80 odd videos of that place. Alright, I did it to death. Now I was stood outside, down a street, on a public road, outside this guy's house, but I had my back to him. I had no interest in him, his house, his property, his garden, anything. No interest in him at all. And as you see from the video, angry guy, he approaches me, he shouts me, so I turn around and keep the camera rolling. And it happens to be one of the best videos I've got on YouTube. That wasn't my intention. The intention wasn't to make a video of him. I was filming and documenting the demolition. Anyway, he was trying to tell me and he was quite threatening, I suppose, in a way. If you get past all the F words, the C words and the D words that he called me, it didn't bother me. I wasn't intimidated really at all. He was blaming me. Anyway, so you get that, but that's in public, that's face to face. You can deal with that face to face. You can argue your case back. You can have a bit of, you can put them in their place if needs be, verbally. But when people do it on YouTube, and they'll say to me things like, why don't you go out and get a job? Well, as you can see, I'm driving a truck. This isn't my own truck. This is my job. I've got a job, thank you. Go out and get a job, get a life. Well, I've got a life. My life revolves around my family, work, and my hobbies. My hobbies aren't just photography and videography. But you get people trying to they try and bust your address. They'll try and find out things about you, find out where you work. It's not difficult to find out where I work. You know, they'll find out things. They'll find out things about your partner. But try and put your address and their names out and online and stuff, just to, for what, you know, just to put the scares on you. But not only that, these clowns, these idiots that are on YouTube, they make up things. They'll make up things about your wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, and they'll say they might make up a put my teeth in, make up a profession. You know, I don't know, your wife's a copper or something. That's just an example. Or you know, just to try and get at you, just to try and grind you down. You have to just rise above these clowns, because that's what they are. They're just clowns. And they say we've got nothing better to do. Wellington cooling towers over there, I don't know if you can see. There's a guess to where we are. They say I've got nothing better to do. I need to get a life. Well, surely, if you're trolling the internet and you're trying to figure out where somebody works, where somebody lives, trying to put the scares on them, and trying to, you know, and saying your wife does this for a living, and oh, I can't believe your wife's with you, and all this rubbish. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if someone goes to those lengths, who's the one that needs to get a life and get a job? Is it me? Or is it them? I'll leave that with you. Another video I did. I do a lot of I film a lot of fly tips in and around the area, because it's one of my bugbears. It doesn't matter where it is. I just do not like people that dump rubbish. I have rubbish in my house that I have to either put in the bin, take to the tip, or dispose of it in any other proper way. I could quite easily fill the back of my car up and drive down a dark lane in the middle of the night and dump it all in the hedge, but I don't do that because I've got morals. Believe it or not, I've got morals. Now I go around and I do film these just to try and highlight the problem, same as what the press do, the Derby Telegraph do in a certain part of Derby. They're onto it in a big way at the minute, where they'll you know, they're onto fly tipping, and it is a problem. So anyway, a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks ago, I was at a place in Derby, and there was a fly tip outside of a site where there was people living in what do they call? What are they? Travellers. I think they're called travellers. You know, they live in caravans, which, fair enough. They want to live in caravan. It's up to them. Not doing anyone any harm. Outside, there was a fly tip. You've probably seen the video, but I'll put a link in the bottom to these 2 videos I'm on about. There was a fly tip. So I was filming that just for. I had no interest in their caravans. I had no interest in them. No interest in invading their privacy or anything like that. That wasn't my aim. I wasn't even aiming the camera at that. And as you see in the video, I was told to F off. I was asked what I was doing. I was told I can't do this. And again, there was more of them than me, so I thought, well, fair enough. I'm going to get out of here. This is just, you know, not worth it. But I was trying to highlight, again, another issue with fly tip. That's all I was trying to do. But then you get people that will leave. I mean, a lot of the comments on that video, you know, and each to their own, freedom of speech, I suppose. But then you get these people that try and scare you, and they'll make a video. They'll set up a fake channel, and they'll make a video to say they're going to come round, and how would you like it if 6 of us came and filmed your house and filmed you where you work? Well, if you want to come and stand outside of my house and take photographs of my house, then who am I to stop you? I can't stop you. I may, if there was a guy on the footpath photographing my house and pointing the camera directly at my house, I may ask him, why do you want a picture of my house? Why do you want to film my house? I couldn't stop him. I certainly wouldn't threaten him, and I certainly wouldn't tell him it's illegal, which I was told when I was filming the chemical place, that it's illegal to take photos of other people's property. If you're on public property or public right of way, it is not illegal. So these people that go around and do these things and troll the internet, leave hateful comments, set up fake channels, make videos to try and intimidate people and try and cause people alarm and distress, and try and, you know, their intention is to try and worry them. Well, it doesn't worry me. But if these people want to waste their time in doing all that and uploading this garbage to YouTube and trying to become the big I am behind a channel name, well then fair enough. Like I said, those two incidents, there has been other incidents where I've been approached by security guards and stuff, telling me, you know, the same thing, basically telling me the same thing, but they're not threatening, like they're not trying to, they're just, these security guards that come up to me, they're not educated in, and I don't mean that in a insulting manner. What I mean is, they're not educated to the fact that you can stand, basically, if you're on a public right of way, i.e. a footpath, a road, you know, anywhere like that, if you're on a public right of way, you can photograph anything that you can see. If you can see it, you can photograph it. It doesn't matter if it's private property. It really, really does not matter. So for these people that you know, leave these hateful comments, leave them. Leave hateful comments. It won't bother me. It won't stop me doing what I'm doing. I can block people all day. It won't drive me off YouTube. It won't, you know, I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not doing anyone any harm. I don't ever mean anyone any harm, or, and if in the past, if I've ever caused anyone any alarm or distress by doing what I'm doing, then I can only apologise, but that's never been my intention. As for trespassing, we'll get on to trespassing. There's civil trespass and aggravated criminal trespass. Well, there's three types. Basically, if you go on private property without permission, and private property, I mean, you know, like supermarkets, shopping precincts, in Derby, they're private property, but the public have access to them, so you can go on their property. Private property that's closed to the public, like your house, which isn't open to the public, a factory or a disused factory, or, you know, somewhere like that, it's not open to the public. The public don't have access. They don't have rights to go. If you do go on them sites, you are trespassing. You're civil trespassing. That's all it is. At that point, it's civil trespass. If then the landowner or their agents, their security guard, or someone that's responsible for that land, if they come up to you and ask you and say, oi, you can't be here, you'll have to leave, which is what they will do, and you leave, that's the end of it. It's finished. If, for instance, you don't leave, you refuse to leave, you become aggressive, you start answering back, this is on private property now, then it becomes aggravated trespass, to which they can then call police, and police can possibly, I don't know, do you for aggravated trespass. I don't know of any, I've never known of anyone who does it. Things like these urban explorers, like what I like to do, that's trespassing. Yes, urban exploring is trespassing, but we don't go on there, or the majority of us don't go on there to pinch, steal, damage, or in any way. will exploit a way in that's been, you may climb over a fence, but that's not breaking entry because you're not actually breaking anything. Will exploit a way in that maybe, you know, a thief's gone in or someone like that, and they've broken a window, they've smashed a door down. Well then, if an urban explorer uses that as a way in, the only thing he's still doing is he's just trespassing. But anyway, I'm going to bit off topic here. But as for these people that use, I know a guy who used to be quite popular on YouTube, and he probably still is if he was to come back. I don't know that, you know, when people start trying to get your address and they start making up bullshit. I know I'm going from one subject to another, I'm sorry about that, but when they start trying to bust your address and threatening to come round and, you know, kick your doors in or whatever, not that that's happened to me, but you think it's not worth it. It really isn't worth all this aggro. I can't be doing with this, you know, if you've got a wife and kids and stuff, and they make up lies about your partner, which I've probably said at the beginning, saying, I don't know, saying your partner, his wife, his girlfriend, is, I don't know, a prison officer or a policewoman, a copper. Well, so what if they are? Why do these people make up these things? They make up these things just so that they can intimidate people and calling them all kinds of names, you know. I'm not going to mention any names of people, but people are called all sorts of things on YouTube. And my advice, take it or leave it, I'm not bothered which way, is if you want to leave a hateful comment, by all means leave one. It'll be deleted and you'll be put in the bin. You'll be blocked. You're more than welcome to come back with another channel and continue, but all these parked up here. If you want to leave a hateful comment, you leave as many as you want. Guy having a pee there? No, he's not. Leave as many hateful comments as you want. It won't stop me doing what I'm doing. And these people that go that one step further and make videos about you, you know, and say, I don't know, threaten you, not threaten you, but try and intimidate you, try and make you feel alarmed and distressed, then, you know, these people go that one step further. Well, carry on, make as many as you want, but it won't, it's up to you if you want to. I mean, then they'll go on at me and say, get a job, get a life. Well, I've got a job, I've got a life. I'm not the one trolling the internet, trying to hurt people, trying to upset people, trying to intimidate people, trying to frighten people. I'm not the one that's doing any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, leave a comment underneath and see what you think. You know, let me know what you think about internet trolls, about people that make up lies. I'm not saying everyone on YouTube's like that, because they're certainly not. The majority, probably 95% of people on YouTube are nice, decent people that you'd have a pint with. The 5% on YouTube are the ones that spoil it, the ones that make it crap. But anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you think, or what your views are on these internet trolls and these people that make videos, these people that go to extreme lengths. And we'll have a conversation, we'll have a debate. I might do another video later on. Cheers.